forget to like, share, and subscribe. If y'all don't pick my sign up. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Psychology Eats. Y'all, this is part two. This is part two. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time visiting my channel, hello. I'm a reaction channel, and I do reactions pretty much whatever, I'm feeling. Like, if I feel like doing a reaction on something, I'm going to do the reaction on it. And I always put a little psychological spin on it because I am a 30-year veteran in the world of mental health, psychology, psychiatry. And so I like to sprinkle a little bit of that knowledge in each and every one of my videos. And so y'all know I've been doing an expose on Atlanta Street Interviews Marcus. Now, like I said, I didn't start out talking about Marcus. I was making reactions to his videos in regards to the people that he was interviewing, in particular Josiah's. And so then it just morphed into this, and it really morphed into me talking about Marcus's behaviors, because even before Yana exposed him, I had already did a few videos talking about the fact that he asked inappropriate sexual questions to his interviewees. And I feel like, okay, the initial question, were you ever sexually molested? Oh, okay. Did anything happen to you? Okay. They answer yes or no. At that point, that is where, Marcus, your skill set, you have no more skill set past that question, right? You at that point are becoming, if you ask anything else past yes or no, were you sexually molested? Once you start asking other questions in regard to details about the sexual trauma, their feelings about the sexual trauma, that is when you're gone too far. You have gone too far. And so I've come in your comment section and said that to you, and other people have said that to you multiple times. That's the part that you don't get. And so, anywho, last night Marcus was on his live. This is part two of my reaction to his live last night. So Marcus had been off the scene like a gangster lean for a couple of weeks. He wasn't going live like a week or so. And so I was like, where's Marcus? Right? And so I was hoping that he had come to a Jesus moment, and he had been in some intensive, deep therapy in which he finally realized that, you know what, having a sexual relationship with these four young ladies, when my approach to them was a helper, and then I took it to the next level, I was wrong for that. I won't make that mistake again. I'm asking my followers to forgive me for my past, mistakes, and let's move forward. That's what I was hoping he was about to say. But no. That is not what he said. And so anyway, like I said, if you didn't see the video before this one, I didn't watch the whole thing. I did not. And I know he was on there for like 3 hours or something. I came in like the last hour. I was definitely in the bushes. And the one thing, it started when I first entered the live. He said, they hate me, but they love me. And I was like, so he was talking about his distractors, that they hate me, but they love me. Marcus, no. People can be very clear about their feelings, right? Hate is a strong word. I dislike you. I dislike your behaviors. I dislike the way you think. I dislike how you manipulate women who are in positions in their life when they are at their lowest. They're at their lowest. and you manipulate them and take advantage of them and then throw them away like yesterday's Chinese food. So no, I'm clear. I don't like you. And that doesn't mean that, I like you. I don't like you. We have to be clear about that because I think you're not clear. The distractors do not like you. And that's okay. Everybody's not going to like you. Believe it or not, there are some people that don't like me. And I will never, ever, 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 ever try to change their mind. You don't like me? Good. Stay not liking me. That's fine. Right? So you don't have to worry about your distractors. We don't like you and we're going to stay not liking you. And that's just what it is. So move on from that. Anyway, Marcus shaved his beard off too. So you do look younger, Marcus. Because, honey, Sonny had put an extra 10 years on your ass. So you look way better. Now, wait a minute. Don't get that mixed up. Don't get that mixed up. I gave you a compliment, but I still don't like you. So, anywho, what else did he say that I was like, ooh. Oh, so anyway, he was calling people to come up. And it was kind of a balance between people who love Marcus. And one lady in particular, she said, Marcus, you have a lot of integrity and I love you. And I was like, lady, did you watch some of the things that this man has admitted? Do you know what integrity means? A sense of morality? Like, do you get it? This man has no integrity. Integrity would take a 19-year-old to bed. Integrity would bring a woman off the street and have her live in your house half the time in the closet. Like, that's integrity to you? So right then and there, I was like, oh, some of these people is woo-woo, weirdos. There was one young lady that did come on and she confronted him about his questioning. And she disclosed that she had been sexually molested by her father, in which all of this is alleged because people are weirdos and they could come online and say anything. But so she disclosed that she was sexually molested by her father, and immediately Marcus' eyes popped out of his head like, woo! And she was saying to him, like, why, when you asked your interviewees if they liked the sexual abuse, and she was saying how that triggered her, that hurt her, because her father would ask her the same things during the R words, because that's what it is. He R word her, and he would ask her that, and she said it triggered her. And as a clinician, I've heard that, and I processed that with victims, even victims that would, even when victims would, let's say, like for boys, they would ejaculate during R word or whatever, and then we're left to feel like I wanted this. Like, your body is going to respond naturally, during a sexual assault. Your body could respond through, an orgasm. It doesn't mean that you liked it. It just really is your body, your physiological part of you responded to that with an orgasm. But your brain is not attached to that. So her telling Marcus that Marcus' response was that he's heard other people respond in that way. And that, so in his mind, and in the mind of other people who are sexual deviants, allegedly, they believe that victims in some way enjoy the sexual assault, and they also, it's like they need to hear it so that they can make it make sense to them in their brain, and they're wrong. They're absolutely 100% wrong. And for him to, Marcus, has this need for the victim to say that she liked it. And that's the sick part about what's going on with him. Let me see. I'm reading my notes. So, girl, you ain't got a nerve. Oh, my last point was when Marcus made a so the same lady, she was in a yellow. No, okay, I know which lady that was. She mentioned that she was in therapy, and Marcus is not a fan of therapy, and so backtracking, there was one male that came on the live and asked Marcus. He said, "Well, I'm going to ask you like you ask other people, were you ever sexually molested?" And Marcus said no. And I don't believe Marcus was sexually molested. I believe Marcus was exposed to sexual images like pornography in pre-adolescence. That's what I believe. Now, that may or may not be true. Marcus, you can, if you want to answer it, sure, why not? It'll give me more insight into your thinking. But I believe that's what happened to Marcus. And so as a result of that, he has a kind of a messed up way of thinking about sexuality. And so anyway, he talked to this lady and was basically saying that therapy wasn't successful for you. And that's why you're still in therapy. And that's why you still, are thinking about what happened to you. That's kind of where he was going with that. And then somewhere in the discussion, he talked about how he had been in therapy and therapy never helped him. And so I'm curious to know why he ended up in therapy. But let me clue you into something, Marcus. When someone has a mental illness, okay, a mental illness is a brain disorder that will last in most cases the entirety of someone's life. And so if I am bipolar or if I am schizophrenic and I've been diagnosed at about age 18, 19, whatever, I am going to have to live with that diagnosis for the rest of my life. And so therefore, I will need medication and treatment for the entirety of my life. And that treatment could include therapy, right? And so some people learn some skills in therapy and they use them for years, but then they may need to come back in. Different things happen in their life. And so they want to come back into therapy and process some things. So therapy for a lot of people is ongoing. And it doesn't mean that you have failed in any way, right? If you had some sort of physical disability that needed ongoing doctor treatment, like diabetes, right? If I have diabetes and I need to go to my doctor to get my insulin, I need to check my numbers, I'm going to need to do that for the rest of my life, right? Especially if I'm diabetic, diabetes, what is it? Diabetic 1. Like, if I know I have that, like, this is never going to change for me. Maybe if you have diabetes 2, it can change with diet, but whatever, right? The point is that even though you may have a mental illness, yes, you may need treatment for a very long time, especially if something as traumatic as sexual abuse. And so therapy does work. I don't know what you think you doing by wanting people to expose details of sexual abuse within a 5-minute video that you gave them $5 to do. And these people are also probably dealing with not only their mental illness, but also drug addiction. You're an asshole if you think asking them and getting to the meat and potatoes, you were like, I got to get to the meat and the potato. I want to get to the meat and the potatoes of your brain and figure out why you do what you do. You think I can do that with you in 5 minutes on the street of Atlanta? You think I can figure Marcus out in 5 minutes? And then you tell me one of the most embarrassing, difficult moments of your life, and then you want to tell me on the street in 5 minutes? You think you're ready to do that? Anyway, y'all, that's it. That's all. You know, if there's anything else y'all would like me to talk about as far as Marcus's last live, let me know in the comments. You know, let me know hit me up on IG, you know, in the DMs. Hit me up, you know, email me, you know, and then we can, you know, maybe I can, you know, talk about something else. But I think that's it for me as far as that live is concerned. You know, we'll continue to keep our eyes on the situation. And when I feel the need to come out and talk about it, Marcus, and that's what I'm going to do. But I'm going to leave you with this. I don't like you. I don't hate you. I don't hate you. But I don't like you. And with that being said, I bid you all farewell.
Guess what? I got a sale with me. And hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. And hit that little bell.
Subscribe. Say subscribe to Psychology Eats.
Subscribe to Cowboy Eats.
Not Cowboy.